world. I felt a bit of an urge to sort of say a few of my feelings at the moment, because it's pretty heavy. Things got pretty heavy, and I don't know, I'm not very good at writing stuff down, and I kind of always look back and wish that I had a record of how I felt about the things that I've been going through. It's been quite heavy for quite a long time, and you know, I've been through a lot of stuff, you know, not as much as a lot of people, but it's all relative, isn't it? So and also this way, you know, I can kind of speak to the rest of you and, you know, get your thoughts, and I don't know, maybe my journey from here on in will help someone, you know, because I quite like to share my, I wish I'd shared my journey up until now, because it's been crazy. It's been crazy. So, you know, the long and short of it is, you know, I met my wife on online dating, which I don't usually do. It's not really my thing at all, but you know, I just thought I'll give it a go, and I was on there for all of about 2 days, and came across her profile, and I don't know, we were like drawn to each other, and you know, we started talking, instantly hit it off, and we just got on like a house on fire. You know, we conducted a long distance relationship for quite a long time. So a few weeks after we started talking, she came over to the UK to visit her mum, who lives over here, and I met up with her for the first time then, and it was magic. You know, it was everything that I'd hoped it would be, and yeah, it was great. You know, and then another 3 months passed after she went back, and I went out to Cape Town where she lived, and I spent a couple of weeks with her there. She fell pregnant, and yeah, and then she came over the 3 months later, actually, at Christmas, and you know, already 3 months pregnant, obviously, and then I didn't see her again until she moved over here, like nearly 6 months later. So that was hard, you know, that was really hard. So we'd already been through a lot. Then she moved over here with only a few weeks to spare before she gave birth. Gave birth to our beautiful son, and only about a month after that we got married, you know, because one of the conditions of the visa that we opted for, you know, we decided that you know, I wouldn't have chosen to do this if I didn't genuinely feel that I wanted to do it, but we decided to get married and do this whole thing through the kind of spouse visa route, and get married. You know, we knew what was ahead of us. You know, we knew we were having a child. We knew we loved each other dearly, and we decided to get married. So that's what we did, and we had to be married within 6 months of her being here, in order to, you know, to keep the whole deal valid, basically, you know. So yeah, so we got married only a month after she got here, and then 3 months, was it 3 months? About 3 months after she gave birth to our son, we fell pregnant again, and we had a little girl, you know, and so that was hard. You know, she just started a new job, which was good, you know, real good job over here. That was going well, and she had to kind of pack that in. She hadn't been there long enough to qualify for maternity pay, so that was hard. You know, I just started a new career as well in a estate agency. I'd given up 3 businesses that I'd started. They were all young businesses, and they were my dream. It was always my dream to be an entrepreneur, and it was really tough to let go of. But at the end of the day, it wasn't providing regularly enough to support a new family. So, you know, I had to swallow my pride a bit and give those up and start something new. And I've started on a low income, you know. know, it's commission based, but it's a tough market at the moment, and the money's not good. So not only did we not have maternity pay, you know, we're having to support a new child. You know, we weren't getting the maternity pay either, so we were surviving off very little. That had its stresses, you know. It's just all been incredibly stressful and turbulent, and unfortunately now it's ended with horrendous rows. You know, she's got issues from her past. I have as well. You know, I'm not going to go into those really, but you know, I've got a daughter with another, you know, with another woman, and you know, she's lovely. My other daughter, she's 9 years old, but that's a whole lot of stress from before. You know, that's been a really difficult chapter of my life for decades. You know, that's been stressful, and you know, not to go into too much detail, but me and my daughter have been separated for a lot of that 10 years. You know, I've seen her very, very little indeed. And you know, my wife's past has caused her to push. You know, she pushes away, and I don't know whether that's her testing me or what, but it's got, you know, there's only so much of that I can soak up, and I need someone to stick around as much as anyone else. I'm a very secure person. I've always had very high self-esteem, but you know, all that's in pieces. It's in pieces because I've never felt like she's truly mine, my wife. She threatened to leave a lot of times, and sometimes she has left, you know, gone and left with her mum. She hasn't done that so much in recent years, but from day dot, I never really felt that I had her 100%, or I could lose her any second. And that's, you know, that's been really difficult. And obviously from my difficulties with my daughter, the thought of losing my kids scares the shit out of me. And so I handle it very badly, you know, when I get a whiff of her threatening to leave or anything that might or in most recent times it's got to the point where even the whiff of an argument gets my heart racing like I have lost my kids, you know, because to me it just sets alarm bells off. I know how this ends, you know, I know how it starts, I know how it progresses, and I know how it ends. And I think that's why the arguments have got so sort of brutal and horrible, and I don't know, man. I can't handle being in that kind of relationship. But you know, as we've pretty much been split up for the last 2 weeks, even though she's still living in the same house, you know, still doing the kid thing together and whatever. You know, she hasn't got anywhere to go at the moment, and we've pretty much not been talking to each other, and that's really difficult. But the further you get away from the last argument that you had, the more difficult it is to remember that bitter feeling, you know, and that anger, and then you start like missing being close to that person, and it's really hard because you start to romanticize and sort of, what's the word, you sugarcoat how it was, and you start to only remember the good bits because you know, you've started to, you're quite a long way away from the last time that it was horrible, even though it's only been 2 weeks, you know. I mean, that was quite a long time for us, you know, to be away from any kind of nastiness or arguments or whatever. So you know, I'm kind of torn. really sad. We've been through so much, you know, like I delivered my own daughter. We didn't even make it to the hospital. It's like, you go through something like that together, and it makes it all the harder to leave, you know, because most people don't get to deliver their own daughter. It's not exactly like a bond that you'll share with anyone else ever. You know, more often than not, you make it to the hospital, and the nurses deal with it. It just seems so sad, because we've overcome so much to be here, to get to where we are. So much. Like an extraordinary amount. Yeah. It just seems, it's not like we haven't tried, you know. We've done marriage counselling. We only did it once, but you know, things got really nasty before we got to ever go again. And yeah, so I don't know, man. I'm gonna end this video here, because that's about as up to date as it gets. I'm just a bit torn at the moment, you know. I don't really know what I should be fighting for. Should I fight for myself and my own happiness? Because I've not been happy for a very long time, you know. Constantly having your name thrown into doubt and dragged through the mud. Not necessarily to other people, but, you know, I feel like she thinks that I'm, you know, this untrustworthy arsehole, and I'm not. Once upon a time I was, yeah. You know, I'll admit that openly, but I'm not, you know. I used to be a right degenerate, and I used to treat people badly. You know, I've got quite a checkered past, shall we say. And, you know, I've packed all of that in, and, you know, I've given it my all. I come home every day, I cook, I do laundry, I clean, you know, I look after the kids. Of course, you know, like, I don't want, reminds me of the Chris Rock sketch, like, you're supposed to look after your kids, yeah, I know, you know, you are supposed to look after your kids, but, you know, I'm there for them, I'm present. You know, I'd do anything for them, anything at all. Of course you would, like anyone would for their kids. You know, I'm supportive of her. I've chosen to go along with, you know, plans that would potentially put our well-being in jeopardy, just so that she can chase her dreams, you know. She's currently doing a temporary job, which is her dream job. But, you know, at the end of the 3 months, she might have her dream role, you know, and that's not necessarily good for our family, because I'm earning so little. But, you know, you only get one shot at your dreams. You got to do it, you know. So it's not like I haven't been supportive, and I don't know. Do I choose me? Do I choose me, or I don't know what to do? So, anyway, if you've got any questions, you know, or any experiences you'd like to share, you know, blow up that comment section, guys. And, you know, I'd love to make a thing out of this, and really, maybe my journey can inspire some other people, or maybe I can help some people. You know, I've been through a lot, and I've been through a lot of different things. You know, I'm adopted. You know, my marriage is an interracial marriage. My kids are, you know, they're half black African. Long distance relationship. There's a lot of things that I can sort of help with and tackle. And hopefully I can get through this as well, you know, and inspire other people. I just want to handle this right, because this isn't a time for me to crumble. I need to step up. You know, I've got two kids with my wife, and I've got another kid as well. there's too much on my plate to fold up, you know, and I could quite easily, because it's sitting heavy, you know, the weight of it is incredible. But what can you do? You know, I've got to step up. I've got to step up and I've got to handle it. So, yeah. If you're struggling, man, like, hit me up, you know, message me, do whatever. Let's be there for each other, because I feel really alone right now. I feel really alone, and I don't really know what to do, you know, so let's do it together. Peace.